Punch it.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my god.
No. Well, okay. Welcome to
No.
the Punch It podcast, everybody. We were talking for about 30
Wow.
minutes, thinking we were recording, but we were not. That's fun. Okay.
Fuck's sake.
This is so okay. Well, anyway, we're this is the Punch It podcast, the podcast where me and Arvien talk about pop culture stuff,
Without
Star
making fun of
Wars.
each other's religious beliefs.
Yeah, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, etc.
Yeah.
Today's episode is about what?
The Bad Batch has returned and we're doing another Star Wars episode.
This
Let's
is the
go.
third Star Wars episode because technically this podcast is, its namesake is from Star Wars, so
Yeah.
you're gonna get a lot of Star Wars coverage. So last episode was back in fall of 2021, and now
Yep.
it is January 2023. So it's been a while. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
did
have some
record for about 20 minutes without knowing
Yep.
we weren't recording.
So, okay, Grant, would you like
Yes.
to explain everything all over again?
Well, might as well. That
So,
was
Bad Batch
embarrassing.
season 2. Yeah.
Yes. Okay,
That's
so
life.
Bad Batch.
Bad
Yeah,
Batch season
honestly.
2 has just dropped its first 2 episodes.
Yes.
New episodes every Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And
The spinoff to the Clone Wars.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first season was all right in my opinion. It wasn't anything too crazy, groundbreaking, or special.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed it for what it was. Grant thought it was kind of middle of the road.
Well, I would say so.
So, Grant, let's hear
Yes.
your opinion on these first 2 episodes.
Okay. Let's go back.
Again.
Let's go back to 2020. And let me
Yeah.
repeat everything I just said so we
Let's
can
go
get it
back to
on
2023 where we
on
talked about
record.
2020.
Yeah. Okay. So back in 2020, when we talked about the first episode of season 7 of Clone Wars, the revival,
Yeah.
they introduced the Bad Batch, and at the
Just before
time,
everything went sideways.
it's true. They introduced the Bad Batch, and I was like, wow, these characters are pretty cool. They have a lot of, oh God, what's that word? Potential. They have a lot of potential,
It's true.
So I'm excited to see what they do with them with this new spin-off show. And then the spin-off show comes out, and I just do not care about any of them. Especially Echo, who I did care about from Clone Wars seasons 1 through 3. And then now he's an emotionless cyborg man, and he doesn't have his old personality, that we all loved. And, he's just there. And I like Crosshair, but he's like, they give him the Star Wars villain treatment where you have to hate him, and everything bad he does, there may be some redeeming qualities in him, but he's a bad guy, so in the end he's got to die. So I don't know. I thought the first season was pretty boring because I think it's just filled of filler episodes and just episodes that have absolutely nothing to do with the overall arching story. What do you think about this new premiere to season 2 of The Bad Batch?
I think it did a good job of showing us how these days in the Empire are treating these guys. They've essentially been marked as dead after the whole incident on Camino. And they kind of have that freedom to just kind of run around, do whatever they need to do, and do it discreetly because for all intents and purposes, they're all dead. That obviously ends at spoilers. That ends at the end of episode 2, where we find out that Rampart knows they're alive now, and he's got to go take care of that discreetly so that Tarkin doesn't catch him.
Yeah.
I think this did a good job of showing us where these characters are at. Even their armor looks like bad.
I like it more. Well, yeah.
It looks bad, but I mean that in a good way. Like,
yeah,
with this time, they don't have like opportunities to maintain it and get equipment that they need.
True.
So it shows like where these characters have been, what they've been up to through all this time.
Yeah.
For me, though, I just really don't care about the Bad Batch, and it seems like every other episode they're doing a job for the lizard person Trandoshan Sid, who has her own bar and is telling them what to do because she knows things apparently. So
Yeah.
they're doing all these jobs for her, and that just bores the crap out of me because I know this whole show isn't about them going on random jobs to get money for leaving the galaxy. They're obviously leading up towards a clone uprising in the Empire. That's why they're bringing back Commander Cody, which I'm excited for. But
Yes.
but ultimately, it's just a lot of filler that I just can't get invested in. Honestly, I'm gonna wait until this whole season's like finished, and then I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm not gonna like follow this weekly. It's just not worth it to me. I'm getting very little payoff.
I can understand where you're coming from, but I think so far it's done a good job of like keeping me entertained
Mhm.
because that's what it's all about first and foremost. Do I care enough to be entertained by it?
Right.
And I think it's done a good job, a fine job of that so far. So I'll keep up with it.
Now, I have some gripes besides the overarching gripes I had just
Yeah.
previously mentioned. So the first one is Dave Filoni, the showrunner of Bad Batch, Clone Wars, Rebels, everything. He loves making Count Dooku the most irredeemable character in all of the Clone Wars. They did Tales of the Jedi. Okay, that came out last year, and that whole thing was to establish that Count Dooku, why he fell to the dark side, why he decided to, join Palpatine. That show did a pretty good job, in my opinion,
Yeah.
about explaining his motivations, right? So he's not
Yeah.
just the evil bad guy that all of the,
He's not
you
just a
know,
scumbag. Yeah.
yeah, he's not just some asshole. He actually has like
Real
a
reasons for
reason
wanting
to do that stuff. Yeah. But then this guy in the first two episodes of the Bad Batch, who's from Dooku's planet, is like, actually Dooku stole from his people, and all of his riches are stolen, and he's a complete asshole. That completely makes him, oh, okay. So I thought he was fighting for, you know, justice, or at least the betterment and trying to get rid the galaxy of
Yeah.
corrupt politicians. That's what it was implied in Tales of the Jedi. And then it turns out he is a corrupt politician himself.
I think that it makes sense that the Count would do this, simply because Palpatine is in his ears, and Palpatine is the greatest manipulator there is. Like, Palpatine is promising him exactly what he wants. He's
Well,
got a
he's a
fun,
count, right? He owns land on his planet.
exactly,
So he should be rich. Why should he have to steal from these random people on his planet? I think that just
because
makes
his
him,
wealth is only going to go so far. We're talking about planets on planets on planets of droids, ships, tanks, everything.
well, no, well, actually, those droids were actually funded by the banking clan and Techno Union and whatever. But
That's
what
fair,
I
but
wanted to say is logically, it makes sense that he would do that.
yeah,
However, character wise, I want to root for the bad guy. I want to root for the Joker or Thanos or whatever. I want to root for Dooku because he is ultimately right about the Jedi. They are stupid and corrupt.
yeah. They
However,
couldn't
you
sense
make what?
they couldn't sense the most powerful Sith under their noses for years.
And there's a
Jedi are
whole lot.
stupid.
And then I have a rant I want to go off about the Jedi in a second. But
Holy
anyway,
shit.
I've
Are we
I've
getting a
been,
Grant rant?
yes, honestly. But Dooku, I want to like him as a villain, but when you write him so he does like the worst reprehensible bullshit in Star Wars, you kind of ruin his mystique, you know?
That's
He's not
fair.
Darth Maul. He doesn't just go out and murder, politicians, and I mean he does, but
I mean, did
he's
you see him?
he's
The
better.
second the second movie, he literally hired people to kill Padme.
I know, but that's funny because he made other people do that. He hired Django Fett, who hired Zam Wessel, who used a robot,
Who
who
used
used
worms.
poison
I've seen the
centipedes to
I've seen the
kill.
Cosmonaut video.
Yeah. That's funny though. Like
Yeah.
he obviously did that because
Palpatine needed Padme to die because Anakin would have turned to the dark side if something like that happened, right? Wasn't that the whole motivation
It was
behind that?
also politics. They needed her death
Yeah.
for political shit.
Newt Gunray was pissed at Padme for Phantom Menace, I guess. Okay, yeah. Okay, the other thing I care about in the Bad Batch is the Empire. You know, I just like to see the corrupt shit that they get up to, you know.
Yeah.
With Rampart at the end. That part was really fun. I would not recommend this show.
I'd recommend it simply because, like, you know, it's good enough to get you through, in my opinion. The story's entertaining enough. And there's still plenty more of season 2 to go. We still got 14 more episodes to go through before we can really have a final say in the matter.
Yeah. It's going to take forever. How many episodes are there? You say 14?
16. 16 in the season, 14 left.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a long year. Well, I don't have to watch it, so I'm going to wait until...
And then we have The Mandalorian in February to look forward to.
Okay. It's been a while since we talked about Star Wars. It's been a year and a half. So we missed a few things.
We have
Boba Fett. Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Andor.
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi. That's 4 shows that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So we've already kind of covered this on my gaming channel, but Boba Fett. Let's just get into it.
Definitely could have used a bit more Boba Fett in the Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
But you know, after that 2-episode hiatus, he comes back, does his thing, and he does it in spectacular fashion, in my opinion. Like, he comes through with the Rancor. It's all action, and I'm glad about it.
I just think seeing Cad Bane again, even though a lot of people hated his design, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was really good.
I will say the writing in that scene where they confront each other in the finale was hard to watch. He's like, I'm still a faster shot than you. And then he's like, maybe, but I got armor. And then he's like, we'll see. That's literally what they say in that episode. And I'm like, what do you mean we'll see? You can see he's wearing armor right there. What are you talking about? What? Okay. I like the show when it was the Mandalorian. I've said that before. You know, like Mandalorian just takes over the entire show. It's Boba Fett's show. But when Luke shows up and gives Grogu the ultimatum, that felt like most...
It feels very out of character.
Yes. That pisses me off.
It's Luke's emotional attachment that took him to the Death Star, which saved his father.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's
it doesn't make any sense that he would do that, but whatever. We need Grogu to be in season 3 of The Mandalorian, but that really ultimately defeats his sacrifice in season 2 of Mandalorian. So I'm just like, I didn't really like Boba Fett. I had high expectations because I really liked the underworld of Star Wars, and I just felt like they were in the volume, the Disney, you know, the 360 studio that they have where they project, you know, screens as the environments. So it felt very restricted. And it's another show post episode 6 set in Tatooine. So I'm just like, okay, this is just going to be every show from now on. Cool.
What came after Boba Fett?
Obi-Wan.
Okay.
This is just going to be me hating Star Wars the entire time. Okay.
And me trying to defend it.
Yep.
Grant, what did you think of Obi-Wan?
I think it might be the worst thing since the sequels, honestly.
No, definitely not worse than the sequels.
I just hated like most of the show. I really did. The biggest gripe for me is that things happen to characters, but they have no lasting impacts. Vader literally drags Obi-Wan into fire. He burns. And then he's like fine the next episode. He gets like 5th degree burns. I don't know if that's a thing, but he gets burned a lot. And then he comes back. And then Reva, the third sister, one of the Inquisitors, gets stabbed by Vader. Oh, she's fine. I guess Qui-Gon would have been fine too, but no. It's
that's fair, but like, at the same time, it's like a mix of hatred, and I'm not gonna like defend something stupid, but I think that Reva surviving that was pretty dumb, but they had to have a redemption arc or whatever.
I guess. But once again, I've been preaching this for around almost 3 years on this podcast. I want new things in Star Wars. What they have not been doing for the majority of these shows is giving me new Star Wars. Instead of gray, it's either black or white. Unless we're talking about Andor, which is my favorite thing of Star Wars in the last 2 years.
That's fair.
What were your overall thoughts?
I enjoyed it. It was more grounded. It was a bit more simple. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Andor for me was a great breath of fresh air because it wasn't just evil
empire and super heroic,
there was gray areas.
Rebels.
Andor kills a guy in the first episode. Like, this is our hero. This is the person we're supposed to empathize with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's not. They're so like the whole show is just gray. And I'm not talking color scheme. It's just
in the gray area. Yeah, morally,
there's some legitimate, like, good intentioned Imperials, and then there are some horrible ones too. But also, there's also some sketchy rebels.
Not all of them are just terrible. Yeah, or good, and it makes sense.
And even like the characters, they're all just, they don't really matter. And that's kind of why I like it. Not everything has to. Okay, I know I sound super hypocritical saying that, but you either make a show that has characters that have a huge influence on the overarching story of Star Wars, or you have, characters that don't matter whatsoever, and you're viewing that overarching story from their point of view. And I think that's why Andor worked so well.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Yeah. So I was a huge fan. And it made me like Cassian Andor, a character I really did not care about from Rogue One. But for me, he's like a A-tier Star Wars character.
That's fair.
Yeah. Tales of the Jedi.
And honestly, I wish the episodes were longer in this. I wish they weren't shorts, but if they do something like this again for like other characters, I'd be all for it, honestly. Like, we could have Tales of the Sith, you could have a whole thing of just like these shorts, and I'm fine with that. I thought these were really good episodes. The only thing I'd really change is the order they're in, because we get the first episode where Ahsoka's born, and then it suddenly jumps to Count Dooku's stuff, and then we get to see like Dooku being like conflicted about his position in the Jedi, about
they don't trust him. They don't give a shit about Dooku, and they kind of facilitate the corruption of the Senate. They're like, we're the guardians of the Senate, and
and then
they're horrible.
The straw that breaks the camel's back, and it really connects very well, honestly, is Qui-Gon's death. We see how Dooku, being Qui-Gon's master, we see how this affects him, and how, he was like a son to him, and how he wanted him to go on and accomplish great things.
Yeah.
So it's the Jedi's fault for not sending more people, not sending an army out there with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon to Naboo. Because if they had sent more, Darth Maul definitely would have been overwhelmed. It could have been over quick, but
You're
instead
right.
he had a master and a Padawan to fight, and he made quick work.
And I like the retcon that Dooku was with Palpatine since like the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, and
that's fun.
I agree with that. Yeah, it makes sense.
What was I gonna say? That battle Dooku has with Yaddle is freaking cool. Because the show's supposed to be for kids, I feel like when Dooku crushed the spoilers for Tales of the Jedi.
Spoilers for everything.
Yeah, sorry. When Dooku crushes Yaddle with that door, I figured like if this wasn't for kids, she would have died like right there.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have her go like, I got out of the door, I'm dead.
I'm gonna give it my best, my last stand, and now I'm gonna die.
Yeah, exactly. But okay, I will say
the first Ahsoka episode, where it's just her mom going after this like wolf thing, this saber-tooth creature.
the tiger, whatever.
Yeah. That bored me.
Yeah, I won't lie, that was like meh.
I'm never going back to that episode again. But the Dooku stuff was perfect, and then the
Yeah.
later Ahsoka stuff, I'm sure you were a huge fan of.
I liked it. I wouldn't say I was crazy about it, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a
I
good
just-
way of seeing like
right.
more motivation to this character, and of course it's Ahsoka, who I'm a fan of personally. I think
Yeah.
she's the best and most well-developed female in Star Wars.
I would agree. Yeah, I like Ahsoka. I really
Yeah.
do. But I feel like these episodes with her were kind of pointless.
That's fair.
Seeing her at Padme's funeral was really cool, but
I like that
the-
little battle with the Inquisitor.
yeah, with the clones. Oh, the okay. So I was about to talk about the Inquisitor fight she has. I don't know. Like I didn't really care about
at
that.
like at 11 minutes an episode, it's gonna be hard to fill.
You're
with,
right.
like a giant action fight.
No, you're right about that. But I kind of just wish the whole season was about Dooku.
That's fair.
But it is Tales of the Jedi, so I guess I have to do
Yeah.
another Jedi. So but yeah. Yeah.
So Grant, what is your ranking for all of Star Wars in 2022? For me, Boba Fett's at the bottom. I'm gonna say Boba Fett, Andor, Tales of the Jedi, Kenobi.
My number 4 ranking is Kenobi. I hated it. I'd give it a 3 out of 10, to be honest. I hated it that much. Then after that is Boba Fett. I'll give it a 5. Tales of the Jedi is a 7 for me because I really liked the Dooku stuff. I'd give Andor a 9. I really thought Andor was fun.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would consider it a bad year for Star Wars.
I thought it was an okay year.
And we both have our opinions, and that is fine.
Yeah.
At least,
So fuck you if you think otherwise.
yeah. I'm sure everyone's like, how dare you have opinions on Star Wars? It doesn't matter. Let me have my rant now. Like I haven't already been doing that.
I can't feel my legs! I can't feel my legs! Get up! I can't get... Are you backing up? Serious? I can't get up. Help me!
My rant, and I want you to join in with me because I'm sure you have opinions on this individual, this
Oh, boy.
character from Star Wars. I am going to be ranting about Ki-Adi-Mundi, the worst Jedi of all time. Okay? Do you have an opinion on this topic? Do you know what I'm going to talk about?
I mean, I think he's okay.
No. After this rant, I will convince you that he is the worst Jedi who ever lived.
Okay.
Conehead from the prequels, if you don't know who that is. He's a fucking asshole, and I hate him. Okay, let's go back. The Phantom
Okay.
Menace. He's first introduced as the third, top dog on the Jedi Council. The only other Jedi besides Windu and Yoda who talks. He's also there. He also talks. He denies the possibility that the Sith could have returned.
Yeah.
Right? Qui-Gon's like, we saw Sith. And he's like, that's no way that happened. No, the Sith are not back. A movie later, in Attack of the Clones, he denies the possibility that Count Dooku could have had a part in the assassination attempts on Padme Amidala. Dooku is a political idealist. He would never do that. He said that. He was a Jedi. He would never try to kill a senator like you, Padme Amidala. He would not do that. Sounds like Trump, but I'm pretty sure that he literally said something like this. He believed all clone troopers were disposable cannon fodder and viewed them as human shields.
I don't remember
No.
him saying that, but
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure it's reflected in the lore, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he said that outright in Clone Wars, but it's 100% true. He did not care about the clone troopers.
that's fair.
This is kind of legends. This is like extended lore, but he was like one of the only Jedi who was allowed to like marry because his species
I know
was,
this.
yeah. He had 5 wives and 7 daughters. Okay. This is in the extended universe legends
Yeah.
lore. So it's not
Yeah.
canon anymore, but I consider it canon because that's interesting. And apparently during the Clone Wars, right as it began, They were all killed in a battle on his home planet. And what did Ki-Adi-Mundi do? Absolutely nothing. He didn't give a shit about his family whatsoever. He followed the path of the Jedi, where you're completely emotionless and you don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he didn't care at all that his family died. He probably never even saw them after having sex with his wives to get 7 daughters or something. He's a piece of shit. Now, I'm not done. We still have way more. He convinced Yoda to deny Duchess Satine's request for aid during the Clone Wars when Death Watch was taking over Mandalore. Okay? He encouraged Anakin to move on after the supposed death of Obi-Wan. This is also in the extended universe, but he's like, Obi-Wan's dead. Oh my gosh, what do we do? And he's like, you should just stop caring. Obi-Wan doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. In the Force, it doesn't matter. Okay? He said that. There was a bombing at the Jedi Temple. He was the first to accuse Ahsoka that she had any part in it. Okay? You can go back and see that because that did happen.
It's true.
And then he nearly prevented Yoda from learning about Force ghosts and created the theory that because he trained Dooku, that Dooku somehow influenced him and made Yoda go crazy when he started hearing voices of Qui-Gon Jinn. He's like, oh, you're insane. He's like, okay, thanks. And then this is the worst thing he did, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know the meme where he says, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Yeah.
Well, if he'd never said that, Yoda would have been present for Order 66. He would have been there to fight Palpatine with Mace Windu. He would have been there to prevent Anakin from turning to the dark side. So if he didn't say, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? The Jedi wouldn't have fucking died. Even though I'm fucking glad Ki-Adi-Mundi died, because he's a piece of garbage. And I hate this bitch. And I'm sure his giant head is to compensate for his micro penis, and I fucking hate him.
Plo Koon's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. I like Plo Koon. But that was my rant. I really hate that Star Wars character. And I'm sure a lot of people have opinions, but fuck him.
I agree.
Thank you. I'm glad you do.
What's next?
Well, we have kickback segment. You want to do the kickback segment?
Yeah, let's go. John, roll the clip.
Oh, my back. I threw out my back.
Okay.
All right. Grant, what have you been watching or reading?
All right. So last night, I've been in a Star Wars mood recently, and I'm sure that's going to sour very soon. It has already. Before we even started, I finished Rebels. I finally got to watching Rebels, and the ending is great. I really like Rebels.
I thought it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, I thought Clone Wars was better, but
we could do a whole episode on Rebels, but let's save that for later.
We'll pocket that for now.
Yeah. What's your kickback? What have you been watching or reading?
So I've actually been watching Lord of the Rings. I watched The Hobbit way earlier this year.
Yeah.
Or early 2022, and now I've started Lord of the Rings.
For the first time? Good.
Yeah.
Wow. We could do an episode on that if you want. I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Have you watched the extended versions that are like 3
Yes,
hours?
I just finished Fellowship the other day.
Okay.
So now it's on to the Two Towers whenever I have time.
Nice.
And then 5 hours of what's it called? Return of the King.
Damn.
Dexter Jettster.
Yay, Dexter Jettster's Diner. Play the clip, Johnny.
Wow. What do you know?
This is the segment where we just watch a random video. Today's Dexter Jettster's Diner is in honor of the upcoming film Mario.
Oh, well, hello and Merry Christmas. So, where's your little one? Oh, you're a big boy, aren't you? Is he retarded? I got this one. So, son, What would you like for Christmas, huh?
Did you fuck my mom?
What?
Did you fuck my mom?
What do you mean?
Did you fuck my mom, Santa Claus? Did you fuck my mom? No. Did you fuck her? No. Did you fuck my fucking mom? Did you fuck my mom, Santa?
Yay!
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow.
yeah. Apparently Santa fucked Luigi's mom. So I guess that's been today's episode where I rant
Yeah.
about Star Wars once again. We got to find something you can rant about.
There's plenty. I'm sure there's going to be more this year that comes up.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, we'll be back for another episode.
Yeah.
Who knows what it'll be? Yeah,
We have options.
we have a lot of options. So
there you go. See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Booth.